else I need to say. It's just that, there are a ton of super beneficial phytonutrients out there that are actually difficult for our bodies to recognize. I mean, one of the most common being, and it's actually one of the most clinically proven now, let's just take CBD and let's look at curcumin. Those are two of the most widely studied molecules at this moment. CBD, those are over 5,500 published clinical studies. Curcumin has also exceeded 5,000 studies. And what those studies show you guys is that they're highly beneficial molecules, but they have super low bioavailability. For example, maybe you knew this, maybe not, but curcumin is less than 5% bioavailable. It's absolutely like insane to think that people are spending, literally, it's $1 billion market all by itself. So $1 billion, and only 5% of that is benefiting people. So you could be taking capsules of this all day long, and 95% of what you put into your mouth just goes right out your GI tract. CBD orally, which is super popular, is only about 6% bioavailable, which is probably why people began originally smoking marijuana, because inhaling THC and CBD is about 40% bioavailable. So you actually get a decent effect. But when you ingest it, you just don't get much of the CBD to your bloodstream. And pharmaceutical companies have had this dilemma for a long time too, especially in oral chemotherapy. And so clear back in the 1950s, a couple of British scientists stumbled across this naturally forming lipid that happened to encompass or encapsulate a chemical that they were experimenting with. Other pharmaceutical companies saw that potential and realized, hey, if we could take these lipids and encapsulate them into our drugs, we would increase the bioavailability and absorption, which means increase efficacy. Ultimately, the goal was, hey, if we can use less of the drug, but increase the potency, we'd get less side effects with more benefit. And that's exactly what we're doing in the nutraceutical industry now. We're taking this incredible naturally forming lipids in the form of phosphatidylcholine. And when you use a certain manufacturing process combined with water, you get this little nanoparticle sphere that has a water layer and a lipid layer, what's called a hydrophobic layer and a lipophilic layer. And in the center core, you can encapsulate your ingredient. So we can take curcumin that's traditionally 5% bioavailable and make it 100% bioavailable. But more important than the bioavailability is the efficacy. We have studies showing that the efficacy of curcumin can increase almost 1,000 times when encapsulated with the liposome. And that's just not a single study. We've duplicated that multiple times. So it is not hundreds of times more effective. It is 1,000 times more effective when encapsulated in a liposome. It's huge. And some people can't wrap their head around that. So I put it in a simple term. Most of us are used to taking like 1,000 milligrams of vitamin C, right? You take 1,000 milligrams of vitamin C if you're catching a cold. Maybe you do that 2 or 3 times a day if you're getting a sore throat. Think of if you could do the same thing with 1 milligram of vitamin C. Okay, 1 milligram of a liposomal vitamin C could potentially equal like 1,000 milligrams. Now, we haven't done that with the vitamin C, and that's not the case. I was just talking about curcumin. But we're showing studies of like a 480 times increase in efficacy with CBD, about a 240 times efficacy with things like vitamin E. So, I mean, it's absolutely crazy to see what we can do with liposomes. So that's kind of an overview of how cool this technology is. And Vasayo's been doing it for, coming up on 6 years. We've got another anniversary coming up here soon. Nobody does liposomes as well and as big as Vasayo's been doing them.
That's awesome. Okay, so I'd love to know, like, what are your absolute favorite products in the line? What are the things that what are your go-to
Yeah.
You know, what are the, if somebody's like, where do I even start here?
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. Well, they're all my favorite because they're all like my children, right? You can't kind of have a favorite, but I can tell you the products that I use on a daily basis. So those are my go-to products, but I could literally spend about an hour on each one of these and tell you why it's best in category, best in class in the market. But the ones that I use every single day without fail are Core Complete. That's our whole food multivitamin. And I hate calling it that because it's so much more than a multivitamin. It has a good supply of enzymes, it has a good supply of probiotics, it has all the omega fatty acids, all the trace minerals, macro minerals. It's got superfood blends, a berry blend, a cruciferous vegetable blend, and it's all fermented down to be concentrated into those 5 capsules that are in that product. Um, it's one of the few multivitamins, and again, I hate calling it that. It's one of the food, like the few whole food complexes that I take and can actually feel a different with. You know, most vitamins, most dietary supplements you take and just hope that they're working for you. And if you die at 99, they worked, I guess. And if you die at 70, they didn't work. You know, how do you know? Core Complete's one of those that you actually know and feel the difference with. And that's one that I take every day. I also do V3 down there, the orange, the bottom row, the orange one. I do V3, like 2 of those every morning because I work out. So it's my pre-workout. And then I might take one in the middle of the day if I happen to hit that, you know, brick wall, food coma, whatever you feel like after lunch. And then you got to go back to the office and you just need that extra boost. So I do V3 every day. I do V-Mune every day. You know, especially in the spring and the fall, it's super important to do V-Mune every day because the weather's changing. Here in the Rocky Mountains, like today, it's freezing. We had snow on our mountains. And yet 3 days ago, it was 75 degrees. So, I mean, we get really warm days, really cold days. It's really taxing on your immune system. So I ensure that my lymphatics are being fed. V-Mune has some great adaptogenic herbs that nourish your lymphatic system, which is what delivers your NK cells, your T cells and your B cells. It's also got some natural antibiotic property containing ingredients in there in the form of a nano silver particle that's bonded with argon and oxygen, by the way. It's quite a rare molecule. It's made by a company right here in Utah, in the Salt Lake City area, patented, clinically proven. Minute quantities of silver, so there'll be no trouble for taking this long term. And then it's got, you know, some of the more famous ingredients in there, such as the beta glucans from a variety of mushroom blends, as well as elderberry and quercetin, a good supply of quercetin. And the quercetin is liposomal as well, clinically proven, about 400% more effective than a non-liposomal curcumin. This particular curcumin has clinical studies behind it. It's a trademarked quercetin. Oh, did I say curcumin? I meant quercetin. It's a trademark quercetin in the V-Mune. Again, I could go on and on about that product. Down at the bottom, I also take Renew, the green little image there. I do Renew every day. And again, I work out, I play basketball. I also do softball now. And so I'm in my 50s, which sucks, but when I'm on Renew, it doesn't suck so bad. Literally, I play basketball with like guys in their early 20s. Okay. In fact, just the other day, one guy, when he heard I was 52, he freaked out. He was shocked because he's actually like, I was guarding him and he was running my pants off, man. It was a cardio workout for sure. But I think Renew is what increases my healing time and keeps me from getting so stiff and achy after a couple hours of basketball with these young bloods. Let me see, what else do I take? Oh, Vtox. I take Vtox every single night.
I was hoping you were going to talk about Vtox.
Yeah, 2 to 4 capsules. Look, Vtox is probably one of the only products that I know that focuses on all 5 elimination organs. Let me give you a little history behind this product. I actually formulated a product like Vtox, not as good, but like, because it was just with the knowledge I had clear back in 1996. I was just starting to formulate dietary supplements at about that time and had studied intensely the elimination system. I had taken a nephrology class in 1993, pulmonary class in 1995, and I had learned that the elimination organs work as a system. When your colon's messed up, your skin is messed up. The skin is kind of the window to the colon, right? If somebody's got real bad eczema, acne, things like that, you kind of know they're not eliminating properly. And so I wanted to create a product that focused on all 5 elimination organs. And so fast forward 20 some odd years, when it came time to formulate an elimination system product for Vasayo, man, we had great choices of ingredients. We had a liposomal silymarin that was produced by a company called Indina. They patented it, they trademarked it, they had done clinical studies on it. It's called Silifus. It is 480 times more bioavailable than a non-liposomal silymarin. So for all you people out there taking milk thistle, think if you could get 480 times more benefit from your milk thistle than your current product. That's in Vtox. We also added a couple of major nutrients for all 5 of the elimination organs. We have mullein in there and OSHA for the lungs. We have kelp and burdock, kelp for the skin, garlic for the skin, burdock for the liver, as well as the silymarin, the liposomal silymarin. We have a fulvic mineral, trace mineral blend in there, 12% fulvic acid, FULVIC, not folic acid, but fulvic, FULVIC. Fulvic acid is an organic compound that bonds with heavy metals. One of the reasons why your body struggles with heavy metal elimination is because heavy metals are inorganic and your body can't recognize them to eliminate them. They're an inorganic material that literally can just build up at the bottom of your lungs or in your kidneys, circulate through your bloodstream. Well, fulvic acid catches these inorganic minerals, and yet because it's an organic compound, your white blood cells and your kidneys and liver and other organs can recognize that it's not something your body needs, and so it eliminates it. And we've actually done fecal testing and urinalysis on people who had mercury poisoning, and when we give them fulvic acid, literally within a matter of days, their urine is full of the mercury, their feces is full of the mercury, and their body is eliminating the mercury. And then you can do hair analysis to determine the heavy metal content still in their body, and we get tremendous results with fulvic acid. So Vtox is a 5 elimination organ, multi-cleanse, as well as a heavy metal detoxification as well. It also has enzymes in there to help your body digest and process all the herbs that are in Vtox too. So if some people are sensitive to taking a lot of herbs and they get upset stomachs and things like that when they're on a detox program, you won't experience that with Vtox because of the high supply of enzymes in the product. So, and by the way, it's a chlorophyll capsule. That little green capsule in there is made up of chlorophyll, which in and of itself is a detoxifying and oxidizing, an ingredient that gives your bloodstream more oxygen. So everything in Vtox is amazing.
That's one that when people start on a lot of our products, they'll like, this is the one that people are like, I don't know what it is about Vtox, but when I take that, I just feel better. It's like can't pinpoint it, but they're like, I sleep better. It's just, I feel better on Vtox, and they'll stop
Yeah.
taking it and then be like, I got to get back on Vtox. That's really, and so thank you for going into that one.
Hmm.
I would love, with Cardia being really
Hmm.
new, I got super excited about that. Everybody knows I'm a cancer survivor, and so I'm always looking for things, that have science that back that. And
Hmm.
without like, I went up and looked up those ingredients and what they do for a lot of different things, and I got super excited. I'd love for you to talk a little bit about that one. And we're already hearing some really, I don't know, did you hear about the testimony about, do I get to share those on here?
Um,
No? Okay.
yeah, I have to
Nope.
think about that one. What would
Um,
Marta say? Marta would probably tell me no for
Marta would say
testimony.
no. Marty would say no. Marta would say no. So if I want to keep the recording, I don't get to tell you all that testimony. Somebody ask me, about blue fingertips and blue toes, and I'll tell you a
Hmm.
story.
Yeah, now there are some things that we can say about cardia that are written right on our brochure because of the clinical studies that are behind the EPA that we source. It says it right on our materials that not only does this support healthy heart function, it supports healthy cholesterol levels, healthy triglyceride levels, and so anybody that has problem balancing their cholesterol and triglyceride levels can benefit from cardia. And we have, yeah, I was going to say dozens, but it's probably more than that. Even though it's a new product and we've only had, I don't know, 3,000 or so people on it, we have hundreds of results already of people sharing with us their cholesterol results and their triglyceride results and their blood pressure results and all of this stuff. And again, I said no specific claims right there, but these are the types of testimonials that people are sharing with us. And it is incredible. And again, it's easy to understand why. I mean, there's actually 4 prescription drugs right now that contain this same type of EPA. And so doctors are prescribing this same thing to people right now when they have cholesterol, blood pressure issues, or on different types of heart medication because of a clinical study called the Reduce It study. So get online, type in Reduce It study, read the results of that study. It was huge. They had they were able to reduce mortality rates by 22% in cardiovascular disease patients just by using a 70% standardized EPA, which is exactly what we use in cardia. It's a fish oil concentrate or extract, and therefore you don't need to have a prescription to buy it. You can buy it in the form of a dietary supplement, but nobody out there has a 70% EPA. That also combines with coenzyme Q10, vitamin E, and astaxanthin. Again, 4 of the most clinically proven heart healthy or heart supporting ingredients out there, all in one product. And especially for the price we offer it at, it's nuts why people aren't on this product when you have 898,000 people dying every year from cardiovascular disease. Everybody should know about cardia.
I agree 100%. Okay, I know I keep saying you're going to get to talk about your favorites, but I'm going to go through some of the chat. So
Mm-hmm.
this is a question I get a lot. So the collagen that you formulated
Mm-hmm.
that we take for just 10 days on and 20 days off,
Yep.
I have people that are like, what happens if I miss a day? And from the pictures, it looks like people still get results even after they stop on day 10. On day 15, they still look better. So if they miss one, just keep going, right?
Well, yeah. So what people need to realize, I don't know if you're familiar with the term loading, right? You're loading your body, you're flooding your body with collagen, and you probably won't start seeing results until about day 3. Day 3, you're going to notice, oh my gosh, crow's feet are gone. Something's going to be different because the elastin levels and the collagen levels and the keratin levels and the moisture levels of your skin are all going to be increasing as soon as you start taking this product. So by day 3, you typically start seeing results. But what you're doing is you're super loading up on keratin, or keratin, collagen, biotin, and hyaluronic acid in this product for 10 days. And then why you don't need to continue taking it for the next 2 or 3 weeks is because your body's now flooded with it. and it's going to go to your skin where you need it the most. And then it takes time for that to wear down, depending on your stress levels, depending on how dry of the environment you live in, depending on your age, your body will eventually metabolize that collagen. And then about 3 weeks later, you do your another 10-day on. Taking it daily would just turn our Beleza collagen into an expensive protein supplement, because once your body maxes out what it needs, the rest just gets broken down into amino acids like any other protein drink does. And so it would be a very expensive protein drink after day 10.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you for clarifying that.
Mm-hmm.
I do have a few veterinarians on here. And I don't, there's a lot of us that use the CBD for our animals. Are
Mm-hmm.
there products that that, and if you can answer this, that, that are safe for animals and that.
Well, I know Vmune is safe. I know Core Complete is safe.
Okay.
Vtox has garlic, so anything in the alum family, you're not supposed to give dogs and cats.
Okay.
So I wouldn't give them Vtox.
Okay.
However, I considered it. We bought a very expensive golden doodle, stupid puppy, and he got into my baby girl's room, River's room, and he ate these little tiny foam balls that she shoots out of her Nerf gun. And, got a bowel blockage and everything. And literally he started losing weight, and we took him to a vet, and the vet says, nothing we can do except surgery. And the surgery is like 10 grand, even though the dog was expensive. I was born and raised on farms. You put animals down, you don't take them to surgery. I'm sorry. If there's any pet lovers out there who spend 20,000 on surgeries, I apologize, but we don't do that on farms. You put the animal down. But I didn't agree with the veterinarian because he just didn't seem like he cared much about us. It was kind of like literally like a in and out hospital type environment. My wife and I thought there was something we can do. We thought about giving him Vtox. What we ended up doing was we read online that you can give a dog mineral oil. Of course, they can't absorb that crap. It's really bad for them. But we forced a bunch of mineral oil down him. 3 days later, he pooped it all out, and he's a very happy, healthy dog now. So the vet wanted to either one, do surgery, or two, put him down. I wouldn't use Vtox, but I don't know of any other ingredient. Coffee, you're not supposed to give pets coffee, right? That's not good for them. Renew, people have used. Sleep, people have used. Neuro, they've used on their pets with success. Mm-hmm. Cardio would be great for a pet because it's fish oil, and fish oil is really good for dogs in limited quantities, right? I would also say talk to your veterinarian, because I wrote a book on herbs for pets. But again, I don't know everything about animals. This was for dogs and cats. So though I do know a lot about dogs and cats, I don't know a lot about anything else. And the horses, I was raised with horses. My dad bred horses, and we gave our horses certain herbs and enzymes and stuff all the time. But yeah, always consult with your veterinarian before you give your animal a dietary supplement. But I would tell you that Renew, Sleep, Neuro, Core Complete, people have been giving their pets all the time.
Thank you for answering that. I know we had some people that information was super valuable. I do want you, before we hop off, I do want you, if you don't mind, to talk a little bit about VBurn. So we have people that are getting on VBurn and their lives are changed after hitting a plateau for 15 years. And then we also have some people in the question saying, hey, why does it work for one person and not another? Maybe just talk a little bit on that.
Yeah, that's a great question. And they're exactly right. It may not be working for that person. And what I'll do is I'll explain a little bit about our weight management program. I don't know if I like that word, weight management, but either way, VBurn is a special type of fiber. It's patented, double patented, by the way. It has 3 human clinical studies. And again, think of it that way. It's only fiber. It's a special type of fiber. So number one, you need to drink it with plenty of water. And if you're not drinking it with plenty of water at bedtime, like the instructions say, you may not be getting results. But there's another reason why you may not be getting results. That special type of fiber actually is made to help relax your colon so that your leptin and adiponectin levels can balance out. When we are under physical stress and mental and emotional stress, your cortisol levels skyrocket. When you have high cortisol levels, your body goes into fight or flight mode. And when it's in fight or flight mode, there's a fat converting or fat metabolizing hormone, adiponectin, that drops. And it basically tells your body to go in food storage mode, because traditionally 10,000 years ago, when we were being chased by saber-toothed tigers and woolly mammoths and things like that, when you had stress, it was because it was a fight or flight situation. And your body didn't know when it was going to eat another meal again, because we were hunter-gatherers. And so your body went into food storage mode. Okay. Everything that you ate turned into fat when you're in high stress mode. So what this ingredient does is it relaxes the colon so that adiponectin levels can increase and your leptin levels can decrease, and your body can go into fat metabolizing mode instead of fat storage mode. So if V-burn's not working for you, it could be that your weight gain issue is not a stress-based issue. It could be that you're overeating. It could be that you're under-exercising. And that's why we have V-Slim and why we have our protein shakes, and why I think the best thing to do is, if you're wanting to lose weight, you use those 3 products combined into a weight management program, instead of just taking, and just saying, oh, I'm going to try V-burn and see if it works for me. Because if your weight gain cause is not from stress, V-burn will not work for you.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that does make a ton of sense. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I take V-burn, even like I notice a huge difference on my sleep and my stress level and my mood. Like I know I live a pretty stressful life. I do that to myself on purpose. And so yeah, I love that product. Y'all, is there anything else, Tracy? I want to honor your time. I appreciate you hopping on and sharing so much with us. Is there a way, if somebody has particular questions, that they could email you if there was something specific that they wanted to ask that didn't get covered tonight?
Yeah, you bet. So I have a couple of ways they can contact me. And I think this is another great thing about Vasayo, by the way. I have in the background formulated for other direct sales companies in my 27 years of doing this, and never are people as accessible as they are at Vasayo. I have a Facebook and an Instagram account. The professional Facebook page is just Tracy Gibbs at Vasayo Science. Go to Facebook, search for that. You can, I don't know what they call it on Facebook. Is it called like me or follow me or whatever? But either way, you can message me from that. And you can also message me on Instagram. I don't check Instagram very often, maybe only once or twice a week. Facebook messages I check every day. Also, you can email me, tracy.gibbs@vasayo.com. And I check those email messages every day. So I'm pretty good at responding to you within 24 hours. If I happen to be online and looking at the messages, you'll get a response right away. Sometimes it might be an hour or two, but I can guarantee you it's within 24 hours, you'll get a response.
Awesome. Well, we appreciate you so much. There's nothing that the team gets more excited about than being able to hear from Tracy. So we appreciate you and all your expertise and everything that you do for us in this line.
Thank you, Shanna.
Yeah. Have a great night. And anything else that you wanted to add, Tracy?
No, just one thing to top it all off, I guess. If you have been a consistent user of dietary supplements and you believe in dietary supplements, I'm a very competitive person, and I can tell you for sure that you won't find products like the Vasayo products anywhere else. You won't find products that are as efficacious. I kind of draw the line in the sand when I formulate a product. And so when it comes to these categories, whether it's the weight loss categories, the detoxification category, anti-aging category, I try to formulate best-in-class products, and they constantly change. We just updated our Renew because I felt there was things we could do better. We're constantly looking at how we can improve our products. So if you've never tried the Vasayo products before, get on a couple. experience a difference. I think you'll like what you feel, or how you feel, I guess I should say.
Yeah, that's what I always say. You can study liposomes all day long. The best thing to do is to
Mhm.
feel them and try them. I've taken
Yeah.
supplements for 20 years and there's nothing like these.
Yeah.
So well, we appreciate you, Tracy. Thank you so much.
All
Um,
right. Have a
all
good
of you,
evening.
yeah, thank you. Thank you, Tracy. Everybody that's on here, if you are new to the line, reach back to whoever invited you to this Zoom. They'll give you information on how to get some products headed your way. There is an affiliate program associated with us, as well as a traditional network marketing model. So if you want to share with Vasayo, you absolutely can do that, and we can teach you how to do that and just answer some questions there. But really, we appreciate all of you. Thank you for your patience there at the beginning. Tracy's amazing. We always love hearing from him. And yeah, it's just the start of a conversation, right? Like, everybody's trying to do their best and learn more. And that was one thing I learned this weekend. Like, if you're on this Zoom, you're a 3%er. Like, seriously, 97% in the world are okay with taking prescriptions and just whatever prognosis they get. And you're not going to settle for it. You're going to constantly be looking for cutting edge and be looking for what's the best and the most efficient, and your dollar taking you the furthest, and just really maximizing your life. And so I want to like already give yourself a big high fives for that. You're in a different place than 97% of the people around you. It's what I love about this community, and getting to link arms with people that are all in the same boat of really just committed to changing the the trajectory of their lives, their health, and their family's health. So if y'all want to hang out for a second, I'm not going to be able to answer all those questions. I do have another Zoom here in a little bit. I will print those out though, and so we'll try to maybe get him back for another Zoom. Yeah. Thank you guys. Any thoughts? Anybody like any big y'all? I took pages of notes. You can totally unmute. Anything that he said tonight that you hadn't heard before that you got super excited about?
I take pages of notes every single time.
Awesome.
I did too. Lots of pages.
Yep, it's good stuff. Awesome sauce. It's I if you have ever had a conversation with me, you've heard this once, you've heard it 1,000 times. Like, what we do, having these conversations, whether it's on Zoom in people's living rooms, this is really the grassroots movement that needs to be happening, right? Because like he said, like, I didn't get to tell a testimony because if I did, this recording would have to be thrown away, wouldn't be able to be used, because that's where we are in this country. And if I'm guessing everybody on here already knows that like Vasayo can't go on and say, hey, this does that, even if there's tons of data that says that it does. So it's these conversations of you telling the stories and sharing with people, and doing things for yourself, and then sharing that knowledge, taking that knowledge and passing it forward is so important. So we'll go ahead and wrap this up. Thank you all for hopping on. Y'all have such a good night.
Thanks, Shanna.
Thank you, Trisha.